Welcome to another episode of the Mompreneur Huddle podcast. I am your host, Tammy Capri, the Mompreneur Mentor, where we discuss everything between motherhood and entrepreneurship and everything in between. And today I have an amazing, a beautiful guest with me here today, all the way from Savannah, Georgia, Ms. Tatyanna Andrews. Welcome to the show, sis.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I am blessed. I can't complain at all.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't. The weather's good finally. Here in Georgia.
Finally, the cold. I can't do it.
I can't. I don't. What? There was the weather bad down in Savannah.
Yes,
where you
cold,
was?
and now the pollen is out.
Girl. But we breaking. It's Women's Month.
Yes.
And we are breaking into the nice weather, and I'm actually excited about everything that's going on this year for women in general.
Me too.
Women in general. But welcome to the Huddle.
Hi, thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, let's start off. Can you just tell our audience a little bit about you, what you do, who you are?
Yes, so I'm Tatyanna Andrews, and I'm the owner of Tame Trusted Salon in Savannah, Georgia. So I'm a natural hair care specialist. I'm a twin mom.
Yes.
I'm a fiance. I don't want to say retired because I didn't work that long, but I'm also licensed in education in early childhood. So
amazing. I love it.
Yes.
First of all, let's get into the Miss. I own my salon.
Yes.
And how old are you?
27.
27.
Yes.
27.
So the year that I decided I wasn't going back to the classroom was the same year that I opened a salon and the same year that I found out I was pregnant. Yep. So that would have been 3 years ago.
Nice. So you jumped right into that at the beginning of your pregnancy.
Yes.
How was that for you?
It was good. Now, one thing I will say was the pregnancy wasn't planned. So in February, I knew I wasn't going back to the classroom. And so I spoke with my parents and I was like, I think I want to commit to hair full time because that's something that I always did.
Yeah.
But it would kind of be like in the background, like here and there every now and then. And so I was like, y'all, I just think it's time. And so surprisingly, my dad and my mom, they were out for lunch and my dad passed this building and he was like, you should come check this out because I was really determining between opening up a hair salon or a daycare.
Okay.
So I'm just like, God, which way do you want me to go with this? And it led me to the salon. And so I was able to do a lot of the groundwork not being pregnant. So I didn't find out about my pregnancy until August.
Okay.
So I had from February until August to plan. You know,
but you jumped into that with no clientele at first, right?
Yeah, well, I had clients. So before I opened the salon, I worked in 2 other salons as well. So before COVID started off, I was apprenticing in a salon.
Okay.
And I was like, I know I want to work in a salon. I just didn't know it would be my own. I just was like, God, I'm going to do hair one way or another.
He's going to show it to you. He's going to give it to you. He's going to show it to you. Listen.
Yes. And then my sister-in-law, she is a lash tech, and she offered for me to use one of her suites or whatever. So that is what I transitioned to. So I would leave the classroom, go do hair in the evening, and then go home.
Okay. Okay. And moving into it full time, were your parents supportive of that?
Yes, we are locked in.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yes, from the very beginning.
A 2-person household.
Yes, they've been married 32 years.
Born and raised in Savannah?
No, my mom is from Savannah, Georgia. My dad is from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, Detroit.
Yes.
Okay. What they say in Detroit?
I don't know.
What they say?
I don't know. I never been.
See, I learned that from BMF. You watch BMF?
Here and there.
Okay, I learned that from BMF. Like, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Detroit.
Yes, I don't know what they say.
But you're born and raised
Savannah,
in
Georgia.
Nice,
yes.
Nice.
The Pope.
The Pope. What is the Pope? What is that?
Because we're the port city, so we say the Pope. P-O-T-E.
Oh, y'all so corny. The Pope.
Yes.
I thought you said Pope. Like
no.
P-O-P-E?
Oh, no.
I'm like, girl, what is that?
Yes, but Savannah, Georgia.
So now, I know starting a business overall is draining.
Yes.
Becoming an entrepreneur is draining. And it's scary, especially if you come from a place where you're already constantly making money and now that it's all on you. And when you're stepping into something where it's going to be all on you and then to find out that now you're about to be a mom months later, what was that pressure like for you?
The pressure was intense because I literally was like, how am I going to do this? Like, God, I was just...
And this before you knew it was twins.
Yes.
Right.
Before I knew twins, just pregnancy alone.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I just was saying, like, y'all, I'm done dealing with kids. I'm outside. I'm traveling. I'm doing all the things. And he said, no, ma'am. Sit down.
You done dealing with other people's kids. But guess what?
Yeah, so I mean, I did have to navigate. So it was definitely a lot of tears along the way because, you feel like, man, am I enough? Am I capable? So then you kind of start questioning
Yeah.
yourself, like,
Yeah.
what does this even look like? Am I even going to be able to go back to the salon? Because, I've never been pregnant before, and then let alone with twins, I didn't know what pregnancy would take me through. But I will say, just being committed and sharing how I was feeling along the way was, a big portion of me being able to navigate and push through with actually, opening the salon and having other people in the midst of it be able to be in the salon and work. So I didn't feel all the burden of, the bills, keeping it clean, the small things that go into, when you have a brick and mortar type of business.
Right. Now, when you say sharing your experience of what you've been through, were you a public figure back then as well, or were you influencing back then as well?
Yeah, so I've been
I know you do
influencing
affiliate work now.
Yeah, so I
okay.
do believe that I was influencing, and it was just because I just like being a woman. I like being a girl. I
Yeah,
like all things.
yeah.
I love community. So naturally, social media was something that I already was building. And so, that helped with my clientele and everything. And so I think it was just talking with my community, like my family and my friends, people that
Okay.
I was close with, like, y'all, I don't know about this. And them,
Okay. Just
pouring into me.
transparent about
Yes.
what you were going through with your close
Yes.
circle. Okay. 'Cause I wasn't sure if you were open about
Yeah.
everything that you went through.
Now,
'Cause it's
I'll
hard
get enough
to-
sneak peeks like, y'all, let me tell y'all. I don't know how we get in here, but we're here.
But we're here. We're going to push through.
Yes.
And one thing I do know, God's not going to bring you to something He's not going to take you through.
Yes.
And the second thing I do know is pregnancy is not new. So I think that's what helped me my first pregnancy many, many years ago. Many years ago. But just knowing that we were made for this.
Yeah.
We were created to give birth. We were created to have. But the fear of it, the unknown. Oh my gosh! Like, and to start a business in the midst of it, or so was it all what you thought it was in the beginning when you transitioned to your own salon? Was the money there, or the hiccups there, or what was the biggest barrier that you found, the toughest thing you faced in that moment?
In that moment, I think the biggest thing would be balance. Like, because I didn't mention I was also in school to finish my cosmetology license.
Girl, wait. Wait, talk about a mompreneur.
I did a lot. Yeah,
talk
okay,
about a mompreneur. Wait.
Yeah, so I was in
run it
school
down
too.
again.
Okay.
In school.
Okay, so I graduated with early childhood education.
Right.
I began working that August.
Right.
So from August to February, I was like, I don't know what I want to do, but I was teaching. And then the students had just returned to the classroom. So by March, I knew I wasn't going back. So then July, I enrolled in cosmetology school.
So you enrolled in, okay, so because you missed it, but I'm like, where do you find time to even go?
Hey, 12 months in a year?
Girl.
Yes.
Girl.
Yes.
So, but how were you mentally though? Like, because I know after a while, it weighs a lot. It weighs a lot on you. That pressure of meeting every deadline, showing up for every single aspect of your life that you committed to is draining. On top of the hormones developing inside of you.
Yes.
How was your mental at that? Like what was going on, girl? Now I know you a Delta, and Delta could do it all. Like, we think we can do it all.
Yes,
but girl.
Yeah. So I think it was one of those things. Looking back now, I'm like, I probably was just saving face, like because I like being happy. Like, I'm never going to choose to be sad. So I think I was coping with it in ways that I didn't know was like weighing on me.
Okay.
And so, in class, I would probably like goof off, but really inside I'm like screaming. But it's like, just being funny.
Damn.
And if everybody else around me is happy, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And so it was
But
just.
you weren't.
Yeah. So,
you weren't though.
Yeah.
But let's back up just a little bit, because you mentioned a big thing right there when you said, I think I was just trying to save face. That testimony right there, a lot of women, especially young women, one thing that I do is I've been on a faith journey, and I've been fully stepping into my purpose and helping other women step into their purpose and realizing where we go wrong and what we were truly created and aligned to do. And that pivotal moment right there, when we realized that the things that we were doing, I was just trying to save face.
Yes.
I was doing it to cope with something else and ignoring what was really bubbling and what was really eating at us in the inside. Right? So what were you truly feeling like when you say I had to try to save face? Was it not feeling like you were like you had to meet a certain standard for your parents, or was it you had to please people? Like what were you feeling?
I was feeling like I made the wrong decision as far as jumping into opening the salon because I didn't plan for the pregnancy. And then I also felt resentment towards being pregnant. I'm like, this was not a part of my plan. Like, I don't want
Because
this.
it came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I would have been 23 at the time. So I'm like,
Still learning yourself.
still learning myself, still learning how to be, independent on my own,
Right.
Managing finances, relationship, all of those things.
Right.
So it was just all new territory. And so now, I think I'm better with acknowledging when I'm reaching a low point or, when I'm not feeling my best, and I don't want to have to act like I'm feeling my best. Like these are raw emotions. And so,
and it's okay not to be okay all the time.
Yes.
Right?
And I never felt like that. I used to feel like you need to get yourself together. Like you have, and I think because, you hear all the time you have so much to be grateful for. And so I think sometimes we take that very literal, like, why do you need to stick in this and be sad? Like you have a roof over your head, the small things. And so you go back and forth between the spirit of gratefulness, and then you go through the spirit of like depression and anxiety, and it's like, God, just help me. Like, why do I feel all these things at one time? So
because we don't think, I believe we don't fully process that emotion. And putting a blanket over it is only going to make you feel it's going to make you feel that resentment. It's going to make you feel all of these emotions, because I like to say it's okay. Like if I gotta cry, I'm only gonna cry 5 minutes. I'm only gonna cry for 5 minutes. But I need to get that cry out, and then I need to figure out what I'm going to do after that. Because if I don't get that cry out, and if I'm feeling guilty about crying when I have this nice house and I have these wonderful opportunities and I'm making good money, and it's like my life could be way off worse, but I'm still human. Right? We were meant to feel. Why were we meant to feel? Because we're connected to something that's going on, and it's a message or it's a signal or it's a sign that we should be paying attention to something else. So it's okay to feel. It's not okay to get stuck in it.
That's the part.
It's not okay to just sit there and get stuck in it. Because girl, I'll be that girlfriend that will call my girlfriend and she'll go through something day ago, 2 days ago, and we still talking about it 3 days later. I'm like, all right, what we gonna do about it? What we gonna do? Because at some point, you gotta bounce
wrap
back.
this up.
That's when you have to get on yourself, but you gotta give yourself grace.
Yes, you do. And so I'm big on grace now. Like anybody that I talk to now, I'm like, you have to give yourself grace, because I can see other people now that are pregnant, are young moms, young entrepreneurs, and it's like they want everything so bad and right now, and I'm like, really, you just have to be in the moment and take it day by day, or you're going to run yourself dry and you're not going to want to show up at all. Because I used to go through a period where I'll have like a high and I feel pumped up and I'm like, yes, I can do all things. And then I'm like, I don't want to do it. I just want to be here. Yes, not today.
Right.
So,
but that comes along with the journey as well.
It does.
And just understanding, like you're 27. Girl, when you are 37, and when you are 47, and when you are 57, that's when people are really going to see, like the ones who truly look up to you, the ones who truly support you, the ones who's watching you, like even our audience, and we're being introduced to who you are now. There's going to be someone that's going to align with you, want to follow you because it's something about you, but they're going to be able to watch your transition. And the whole point about this space and about what we do is getting out there, especially like you said, to the young moms. This is not a microwavable process. This is not a process that's going to happen in a year. You're going to be broke 1 year. You're going to be up 1 year. You're going to be fat 1 year. You're going to be stressed 1 year. You're going to be on top of the world the next, right?
I agree.
But the journey of getting to those decades, the journey of getting to those next levels, that's the part that's not connecting with a lot of the young moms. Because we see in society that it looks so easy. I want this car.
The
like
hustle
you
culture.
Right here looking, look, you bad as I don't know what. Like seriously, put together the hair, the dress, and everything. People see that and they automatically say,
"This is how I'm supposed to be and show up."
Right, but look how. I want to see how it looked before we got to this. Right, and that's what a lot of people don't show. And this is what we need to show. So that we're not misrepresenting, what we're doing and what we're giving and what we're showing. You know what I mean?
And I'm a strong believer. I can't quote the scripture, but when we talk about in the Bible how God will take you through the fire, and when you come out, you won't smell like smoke. That I feel like that's the season that I'm in now. I'm out the fire. I don't smell like smoke.
Yep.
But I've been through it, so I can share the things that I've been through,
Yeah.
confidently and boldly, and
Right.
just let people know it's no way to get out the fire. You'll be in the fire longer if you choose to run away from it.
Yep.
So
And coming out of that fire, you're going to come out with extinguishers.
Yes.
Because there's going to be another fire.
Yes.
On another level.
Yes.
Right. So it never ends.
Yep.
So that's why I like to promote. Just enjoy this process.
Yes.
Just enjoy it. Don't rush it. You'll make the mistakes. And I love the fact that even though you were discouraged or you were second guessing, your shop is still open. You still went forward with it.
Yes.
Do you have other people?
Yes, I do. I have 2 other stylists in my salon now. And so, I've seen a fluctuation in staff and all of that. So a lot of that was new territory as well, because typically in, salon settings, you either have booth rent or contracts or all of those things. So
do they still do booth rent?
Yeah, so I operate as a booth rental salon.
Okay.
But then you have commission based and all of that. So I think each year I'm learning the business side. Like my business was birthed the same time my babies were birthed. So I'm like, just as much as I'm learning them, I'm learning my business as well.
Oh my God, do you know how much of a monumental moment that is? That is like I don't know. I can't explain it, but I just I'm birthing my business and my baby, and I'm raising them at the same time. I get to watch them grow at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yes, and it's good, but it's like you have those moments of bittersweetness, and then you have those moments of, am I focusing too much on one side of
But what
the
do
pyramid?
What do you do to balance that out though? Like, because your children are still small, and I know a salon is not the environment, so to speak, where you can just have them there all the time.
Now, my clients would love that.
I'm sure they would. Look, that's a free sitter right there. Look, you go to the hair salon, you got the stylist could get a free sitter. The person getting their hair done get free therapy consultations.
Yes.
We talking. You know what I'm saying? The salon is where it's at, y'all.
Yes.
Like, I love the salon. Shout out to Rochelle. You need to Pill Hair Salon back in Philly. That's my girl. But what is it like for you to balance that time? Because these are, moments that you want to still show because your children so young and they're still so impressionable. And these are the moments where you don't want to miss nothing.
Yes.
So how do you balance that?
I had to set boundaries. So while I was pregnant, I read this book, and it was about setting boundaries and being at peace with it. And so one thing that's important is being organized. And my booking site is really my little saving grace because I know how much time styles take me. I don't do anything that I don't like to do. And my no means no, and my yes means yes. So, knowing how
means no, my yes means yes.
yeah, so knowing how much time my styles take in relation to my kids' schedule, I plan it out. So I know Fridays are my longer days because they typically go with their grandparents on the weekend. I know we have gymnastics on Tuesday, so I need to be finished with my last client at least by 4:00. So just being realistic and telling people hey, I know you're choosing you, but I'm choosing me also. Absolutely. Because outside of the salon, this is my priority, my family, my children, my fiance. So it's a non-negotiable for me.
I love that.
Now I have my people that's watching. I love y'all. So I, squeeze them in as needed. But they've been with me from, the jump. But overall, I stand firm in my boundaries. And I also make sure I show up and I'm on time. And, I'm communicating with them if something goes wrong. Because, you have children and you have sickness and you have days off for school. So
and that's how you keep them, nurturing those relationships, especially when you had them a long time. That's loyal. Yeah. That's part of the reason why I have not found a consistent stylist here because I'm so spoiled with Rochelle and Philly. Yes. But once you have those good salons, like for a woman, we know, just like a men know about barbershops and barbers, like you're loyal to that. But I want to, for your children, do they feel, or do you feel like it is harder to connect with them? Not connect with them. Let me say this better. Okay. Do you feel, because I don't want to say connect because I know it takes time to run your business. Yes. And you're dedicating yourself to your business. You're dedicating yourself to your children as well. But on those days when you're stressed, on those days when you're just tired, because we have those days, do they feel, even at this young age, do they feel that from you, that vibe from you, or do you feel they can feel that? You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, I let them know. I tell them, hey guys, mommy's upset right now. Mommy,
you communicate. I love that.
So we talk to each other.
Okay.
And so like, and I'll even check with them. Like, even if I, had to raise my voice, I'm like, did mommy hurt your feelings? Like, let me know. And they'll say, yes, mommy, you made me upset. So I think for them to be 3, they express themselves very well, and I do
3,
too.
They so like
no, but I knew my parents talked to me a lot, so I already knew when I had children, I was naturally just going to be talking to my kids. So if you met my girls, you'll be like, y'all are 3,
like y'all 3 for real.
Yes,
because I think 3 is just still so like so young and like
it's a tender age, but
very tender.
Yeah, but I keep
tender.
them. I think all of us just talk to them and I just let them know like how I'm feeling, and we show so much love to each other. Like we all are obsessed with each other. So, I used to have mom guilt, like, man, and I still do. And I'm like, man, I could have handled this differently. But it's also my truth of this is what I was feeling in this moment. Like, I am upset. I'm tired. Sometimes
and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's going. And these are things that we need to expose to kids anyway, because life is not perfect.
Yeah.
They're going to face way more bad things in the world than what they can ever experience in the house. And I think those situations build character. One thing I wish I would have done is talk to my children way early on. Like I started opening up and expressing to them like later. Like my daughter, then I'm like she'll be 10, going on 23.
Yeah,
but just her vocabulary and her dialect and her intellect, where she can have a conversation. I'm like, wow, so she can handle a lot more than what I think that she can. So I love the fact that you do that at that age, because when you are not there, when you are not present, or when you are busy, those things play on our minds. I know, Mom, I still remember, I'm an Army brat.
Okay.
So I lived in Texas. I lived in Colorado, Philadelphia. I've lived in a lot of different places. But I remember my mom not being there. You know what I mean? And of course, I love my mama.
Yeah.
My rock, my homegirl, bestie. But that still play on my mind. Like, would things have been different if I would have had that mom that was there every single night, or that was there to tuck me in? But I would never have been this far along if I hadn't had that mama to go out there and get it too. You know what I mean? So it does come with a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the support at home?
Yes, we have a big village. They're the first grandbaby.
Yeah. So they getting it all.
Yeah, so my mom is Glammy, his mom is Gigi. They have aunties, uncles. I have a younger sister. We have a great village. And that's a part of why we're still in Savannah as well, because the business is there, but most importantly our family is there as well. And even at their their daycare and everything, like I'm because I was on the other side as a teacher, I know what it looks like to pour into a teacher, especially they're with your children now those 8 hours of the day. So I'm like, as long as I can show love, I know if nothing else, they're gonna give love to my babies. And so my girls, they've been in daycare since they were 10 months at the same facility, and a lot of people don't have that experience either. So I think in every angle we have good support.
You got a good thing going on down there. A good thing. I see why. Yeah, I wouldn't leave that in. No. I relocated, and I see how difficult it was. It wasn't difficult relocating financially, more so of that support.
Yes,
especially in Georgia, girl. Georgia is huge.
It is. Yeah.
And the commute alone, you can't be everywhere in every single place. And then I have the businesses, but I understand the importance of having that village. And you got a good thing down there. I love that for you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I love it too, I
love that.
And that is what gave me so much peace along the way, because when I started looking around, I'm like, this is not everybody's story. And even now people are like, well, how do you manage having twins? And I'm like, I'm a part of it, but it's, my village and everybody else around that, help support me. Even my friends, like one of my best friends, we were pregnant at the same time. So like our kids are like 6 days apart, but she's up here in Atlanta and everything. But just us being pregnant at the same time and talking through that, like, I'm like, God, you just love me so much. That's so sweet.
And you don't hear about that side of it often. So I love the fact that you can put some light on that.
Yes.
Because there's always, and I'm not saying that you haven't been through anything, I'm sure you have, but there's always a downside to someone's upbringing. There's always the struggle part of it. But we have people who don't have the struggle. What about those moms who have the support? Those
Yes.
moms who do have the that village that still feel like they're stuck, or they still feel like they can't follow their dreams because they have the kids, or because they have other commitments. Like,
Yeah.
you are the example of that. No, I can still do it all. Lean on your village.
Lean and
Lean
ask
on your
and be
village.
honest and,
Yes.
and be honest. And I think, these last couple years I've had to learn how to ask for help because I feel like I'm a problem solver. So I'm like, well, we can work this out. And it's like, no, girl.
You got to learn how to ask for help.
Yes.
Girl. Girl,
Yes, like, I actually
that's that
do need
leader
help.
in you. That's that leader in you, wanting to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you were in school, enrolled in school, starting to and having babies. She probably tried to deliver her own babies.
And guess what? I had a vaginal birth. My babies were boop, boop.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I told my
Epidural?
doctor. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
You said, I ain't that much of a woman.
Yeah. No.
Give me the drugs.
Yes. But it was sweet. But yeah, leader,
Awesome.
I can see
Awesome.
that.
So what's next? What's the whole vision for you and cosmetology and the salon? Like, where are we going with this? Because you're still so young.
Yes.
And you have a journey ahead of you. Like, where are we going with this?
Yes. So I think for me, next, I do want to get back to teaching because I always tell people, like, when you are gifted with being able to teach, that's something you can't run away from. So even when my clients are in the chair, I'm still teaching, talking to them, making them aware of where their hair is headed and, what they can do to make it better. And so I would love to just be back in the light of teaching. And it doesn't have to be like now. I know everybody's doing ebooks and classes and all of that, but I would love to go back to, like, a technical college, or even, like in Savannah, we have a high school that offers cosmetology to the students. So something along the lines of that.
Do they still have Votech High School?
No. Well, I don't know. Is that what it's called?
Well, yeah,
it's called Woodville.
Well, it's a vocational technology.
Okay.
So where they teach a vocational trade.
Okay, yeah.
Because I went.
So
to
we have one.
Okay.
Just one.
I know they've gotten rid. Well, that's where you can learn cosmetology.
Yeah, cooking.
Auto,
yes.
cooking.
So it is that type of school.
They have to save that school. That is so important.
Yeah, it is.
In high school, like I went to Mass Bomb, and shout out to Mass Bomb up in Philly before I got kicked out. But that's a whole nother story.
Oh,
whole nother story. We ain't even gonna visit that. I'm a new woman now.
Okay.
But they had the and what I love about that, teaching a trade at that age, at that level, it got people excited. It got kids excited about taking it further.
Yes.
And now when you look at the high school, when they removed a lot of those skill sets, they removed a lot of the arts and art classes. They removed a lot of the home ec. They removed
the things that allow
all.
you to be creative.
The things that allow you to be creative. The things that develop your ADLs. The things that you have to do in the everyday life, especially in our Black communities.
Yes.
We need to save that school.
Yes.
I did not know they still have Votech schools around.
Yes, and you just taught me a new word. But yeah, we still, I'm like, who? But yes, we still have that. So if I can get back into educating, even if I have to, like, I know I'll probably start off with maybe, doing online classes or something of that nature, but I do want to just give back to the up and coming because it was people before me that poured into me. And so I know it's my duty to pour back into the next generation. So even if that's, offering a mentorship over the summer, but something just educating and sharing the do's and the don'ts, because another side of, I think, what caused my stress was not having access to people who started a business that was willing to share the information. And, it's cool if you want, to charge for it, but some things it's just like, just share. Like, that's how you get your blessings. Just share.
Absolutely.
Just be open. Just be honest. And, your gift is your gift. So you sharing with me is not going to change that. So I want to be that person that they're like, oh, I know I can go to Tati and, with boundaries and ask her, about this.
But the interesting thing about it is every mentor or coach that I've had, the reason why I opted into either their course or their mentorship is because they were sharing.
Yeah.
They were teaching.
Yeah, along the way.
And I'm like, no, I need to work with her side by side.
Yes.
Because they can teach you but so much, but you still need that guidance, And that I'm willing to pay for.
Yes.
And it has, it like pivoted like really, really took my businesses to another level. My mindset, just how I operate. I'm like, wow. Like,
yes.
So you're right. You will get your blessings by just teaching and sharing. And I think that's what we need to really be more open about, like you said, your success is not gonna interfere with my success. Like we still have our own story, our own lane
Yes.
to rock with. I would love to see more natural hair care classes.
Yes.
I would love to see that.
Yes.
I see them on YouTube, but I'll see YouTube videos about how to style natural hair.
Yes.
But the teaching of how to care for
Yes,
it,
the
how
scalp
to,
conditions, diseases, all of those
Girl.
things that can affect our mental health. You know,
Yes.
because I know it's like your hair is one of the things that you see first, and no matter how much we try to say no, it's okay. No, when I have my hair done,
You feel a whole lot better.
Boss.
You feel, girl, listen,
hey, I can
get
go
my hair
anywhere.
done. I'm going outside. You gonna see this style.
Yes.
You gonna see it.
Yeah, so I think it's important to just know the overall health, and it's cool to have extensions, braids, you know, all the things that we love to wear, you know, because we're able to be versatile as Black women. But I think it's important to know the greater hair that God blessed me with, what do I do with that in between time and everything like that?
Right.
And, you know, and taking care of our inside, because what we do on the inside reflects on the outside. So,
Now, well, let's talk about that. What is what will people underestimate about their hair? What do most people not know about the hair that affects them that we would never know?
probably that it's dehydrated. Like a lot of times when we see the breakage, we see the dandruff, we see just the things not being in its healthiest state, is because you're dehydrated, your hair is dehydrated, and we're lacking like vitamin A and vitamin D. So vitamins are important. And I always tell people, you know, if you can take it in a liquid form, get an IV, throw the gummies away.
So is that why my edges don't be growing back?
Throw the gummies. You using gummies?
I use gummies.
Throw the gummies away. Because
Gummies
out
are
of that,
good.
you probably getting this much of what
I
a
hear
mustard
that.
seed of how much vitamin you actually need.
Well, God said all it takes is a mustard seed. Now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
Hit me with the vitamins.
You need some liquid. You need it straight to the bloodline.
Okay.
But our hair is dehydrated. We do not drink enough water. And we build up products on our hair, the edge control, the gels, the spray, the lace glue, just everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes our hair is like a plant. We have to water it, let it be out in its atmosphere. You know, I know people don't like humidity, but I'm like, that's a part of just how our hair is created. Like, it's not meant to stay bone straight. Like, yes, by looks, we want it to be like that, but how it's grown,
Girl,
it just needs to be like that.
You just, God, just thinking of the time it takes me to wash and dry and parts and
It's
oil.
tasteful.
Girl, I'm like, no, I just want to cut it off.
No, and that's
I just
everybody's
wanna cut
thing. Y'all have to have patience. Show your hair some grace, okay?
Show my hair some
want
grace.
but show your hair some grace, okay? Water it, let it be out in the sun. Just let it be free. Like, even
So, but this is why we need your education class.
Yes.
This is why we need you. So when are the courses coming? When is the book coming? Because
we can give July 2026.
Okay. A whole year. It's okay. I'm here for it.
Yes.
But no, but just to understand, just to understand it as a Black woman and to be on a platform full of Black women, like we just don't know. We don't know until we know, right? So I do appreciate you for sharing that, and I'm going to be on your top about these education
Thank you.
classes.
I appreciate that because it's needed.
Yes.
And sometimes we can be in the way of ourselves of like, am I capable of doing this? You know, it's one of those things popping up like, should I do this? Are there already too many classes out? So I appreciate that.
And once we have the idea, surrounding yourself with the people that's going to keep you accountable, that's important as well, because like you just said, when those thoughts come, it makes people stagnant. It will really make people stagnant, and I've been there, and I know, girl.
Yes.
Had so many of businesses, but now I thank God that I'm in the position that I am now.
Amen.
And I'm able to pour back into women and tell my testimony of not giving up. So I will be. And
thank you.
You may think I'm joking, but I will
no,
be
I
in
believe
your DM.
it. I wouldn't be here if I thought it was a joke. Yes, no.
I will be in your DM, girl. What you doing?
What's going on? Do you need
help?
help?
I gotta come
Do
to
you know how to
Savannah.
upload?
Okay, what's going on?
Yes,
but no, I love that. So what? So just natural hair, or do you braid too? Or?
I don't braid. I used to braid.
Okay.
I don't enjoy it, so I don't do it anymore.
Okay.
But extensions, I sell hair extensions. So, you know, the goal is to not have to be on my feet as much as I approach 30, 35, because I do want to be present with the girls and whatever extracurricular they're into. So really pushing, you know, my online business, pushing the sales for, you know, the extensions,
Nice,
the
nice,
clip-ins,
nice.
the tape-ins, all things that, we love as women. Sometimes we like it long, sometimes we like it short. So,
Right.
just having that online presence as well will
Absolutely.
be a goal
Absolutely.
for me.
Do you do speaking engagements?
Yes, so
Okay.
I do speaking engagements. And anything that's community driven, I try to
Okay.
show up. So even going back for like career day at
Nice.
different
At
high
the
schools,
schools
things
and
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing,
Yes.
amazing. I love going to
Mm-hmm.
events, and I don't know if you have you ever been to Essence, the Essence Festival? No.
No, I didn't. But this past year, I went to a smaller, I guess, hub of that, the
Okay.
Essence GU, the Disruptor Summit.
Okay. I didn't go to that. I heard.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
was there with Can too. So that was my first time. Like,
Nice,
oh,
nice.
this is going on.
But I love, well, for one, I love going to those events because they
Mm-hmm.
always let you see insiders of new products that's coming
Mm-hmm.
out or get samples.
Mm-hmm.
But the education that you get at the booths,
Mm-hmm.
and this is why I said the in person in that real time,
Mm-hmm.
I can see you doing that. I can really, it's
Yes.
just your presence, but maybe it's the teacher in you,
Yeah.
but I can see you doing that. And I know here in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
they have so many expos. I
Mm-hmm.
encourage you to really tap in with them. I know it's the
Okay.
Black Business Expo.
Yes.
They have it's one in Houston that's going that
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get into. But just to be there, and we have so many of the same type people that show up for the events.
Yes.
Where it's not always a lot of hair care. Yeah, we'll have authors and we'll have apparel, and then we'll have food vendors. But just to have those variety,
Yeah.
I would love to see like the people who can do like the full mommy makeovers from hair
Yes.
to clothes
Yes.
to makeup to hygiene
Yes.
to and just like a one-stop shop for Black women. So
I
I
love that.
encourage you to tap into that.
Yes,
That
I
is
will.
amazing.
I receive it.
That
I
is
will.
amazing. So have you, well, you're engaged. I know you
Yes.
told me you were engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When's the date?
July 20th.
July 20th.
Yes. So many great things in July. Both of our
Girl.
birthdays are in July, and now our
And
anniversary.
you're planning a wedding in the midst of everything right
Yes.
now. How is that for you?
So it's so funny because that has also been like the running question. And I'm not a planner. I'm like, I have things in my brain,
Okay.
and when it comes to like events, that's not
You got the vision.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I just source the people out. Like,
That's a boss move. No, seriously, you delegate.
Yes.
I'm gonna have the vision. I'm gonna tell you what I want, and then
Yes.
Yeah,
And so
that's
that's
why
what
you're
we
a
did.
boss.
With my parents, my fiance, we did have an initial budget. We did go a little bit over.
Okay.
But we
We always
delegated. We just, I looked at everybody that was in Savannah and just delegated what I wanted. And I'm pretty simple. Like, even the theme of my wedding, I just want like a nice candlelit evening. I don't care about the flowers and the sparklers and all of
Something
that.
intimate
Just
that you
intimate
go-
and just
yeah.
honoring God, because that's
Yeah.
a new covenant that we're going into. So
I love it.
most importantly it's about us.
I
So
love it.
whatever that looks like.
Does he have a business as well?
Yeah, so he's a truck driver. He has his
Okay.
own authority.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Major League Global Enterprise.
Yes. Okay. Put the drop. Come on. Listen.
Yes.
Listen. I love it. So, I love this. This is like the things that people dream about. Like when
Yes.
you see your life and how you want your life to be, and watch it really unfolding
Yeah.
in real time. Like I just love that for you.
Thank you. Because when I was in the thick of it, I didn't see
You're like,
it.
no, like, wait a
what is
minute.
happening? I'm spiraling. But
Right.
now, like I said, to be on this other side, I'm like, oh, I'm breathing.
Yeah.
I'm breathing, and I have tools, to be better equipped, along the way.
But you had to go through.
Yes.
You had to go through that
Doubt.
to understand and to
Yes.
appreciate what the blessing that you're about to receive now. The blessing. Do you homeschool?
No.
You don't homeschool?
No.
Would you ever consider homeschool?
Probably not.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because, you have people that are like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, I just want to be a kept woman. I just want to,
A
be,
kept woman.
like, I want to be kept. I want them to enjoy their time with their peers
Yeah.
in their age group. Now, will I do after school? I can do that. I can do the reinforcement and all of that.
Okay.
I know what it takes to do that side of it, but full time.
You said no.
No.
I only asked because, for one, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
And two, you did mention wanting to come off your feet and out of
Yes.
salon and focus on more of the passive, the online
Yes.
stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, we're trying to be the
Yeah,
stay-at-home.
no, because
Okay.
that might
She
require me
said,
to
heck
travel.
no.
I might need to be in Houston, which is a speaking engagement.
Yes, there you go.
So y'all
Okay.
need to be at school.
Okay. But the beauty about the life that you're building, right? you get to take your kids with you.
Yes.
You get to take your kids summertime, going on the trips to Dubai or to wherever you want to go.
Yes.
Have a booking there and
Yes.
taking the family there. Like that is the beauty of being able to really live a fulfilled life.
Correct.
Right? And it takes work though.
It does.
To get there. So what would you sacrifices? Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about it. What were some of the things you feel like you had to sacrifice?
I had to just really sacrifice my old self and surrender that idea of what I thought I was gonna be, where I thought I was headed, and just accept the now of what it is. And that may have been, I can't go out to eat every blue moon just because I want to, or just because I think I have it. And I'm not going to be able to show up for all my events for friends and things. So you do go through that period of the fear of missing out, and
that's a big one.
I'm gonna have to just sit on my hands for now. Like and it's so funny because when I first met my fiance, he used to be like, "You always like knickknacks." Like I'm somebody that would just go to TJ Maxx and buy something and be like,
Are you a hoarder?
No, I'm not a hoarder, but I like cute stuff. I'm like, oh, I love this headband. Like, why do you need it? You don't need it.
I just like it.
Yeah, I just like it.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be like $3. But $3 add up immediately.
Yes.
So,
yes. Before you know, you got 8 headbands.
Yes,
like,
exactly. Now I'm doing a giveaway. But yeah. So I think you loan your old self, and so I had to do a lot of mental work, get back into reading my Bible and saying, God, who do you say that I am? And then you sacrifice your money, like when you have kids, it feels like you just get depleted. All your finances just shrivel up into a little Ziploc bag.
And you in the beginning of it.
Yes,
you in the beginning of it. Wait till cheerleading practices come and proms come and dances and Girl Scouts, all the activities.
Yes. And I'm here for it, and I love it. And that's why I said they put a different type of fire under my butt, because I do want to give that to them. They're so deserving and worthy of it. It would be nothing less. So it's like I'm willing to do that, but that's going to be me sacrificing things that I may enjoy. And that doesn't mean that I'm not taking care of me. It's just I love my children that much that they're at a tender age, so pour into them, and I'm going to do that.
And quite frankly, I mean, it's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, as mothers, that sacrifice is automatic. It's like once you become a mom, it's not about us anymore.
Yeah.
It's not about us anymore.
At all.
So
yeah,
we can be outside, but we got to know how to go back in.
Yes, and be realistic and find that new community. And I think that was helpful as well, having other women that were pregnant with me, in the same age bracket. And we can have those vulnerable conversations of, no, today I'm not feeling it. Today, I am upset, or, this made me happy, or look at this milestone. So getting in community with other moms is good, and it's always going to be good, even as we, grow in age.
Absolutely. So next question.
Yes.
You want more?
What?
Kids. She said what?
I thought you had more questions. I'm like,
no, I said you want more quick. You want more
kids? In one sense, maybe.
Okay.
In another sense, we don't have to have any more. So it's just one of those things.
Not a boy?
No, I've never dreamed of being a boy mom.
Really?
I've always dreamed of being a girl mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see what God says.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
We'll see, because you ain't know about the twins. So.
Yeah, not at all.
What if you had another set of twins?
And that's what I'm saying. I would faint. I would faint. I would be no more good.
Girl.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Shout out to the twin moms. Shout out to the twin moms.
Yes.
And I knew how it felt just to have one at a time, but have 3. I can't imagine having twins.
Yes. And you really can't imagine it. And I tell people all the time, it's just something that, for me, because they were my first, I just had to learn how to maneuver with them. So I never thought twice about it. Like, I'm doing this 1-2 times. It's like, I'm just doing it. Like, I'm just going through the motions of, it's just a routine for me. So, I love it.
I could tell. It comes, no, seriously though, like it comes through you. Like when you speak and how you speak, there's just this glow when you talk about your daughters. Like, it's just like, okay, you're there.
Yes.
You are there. What is a piece of advice you could give to that mom that don't feel like she's there yet?
And when you say there, you mean just having that
contentment, that happiness, that at peace with the decisions that I've made, the at peace with, okay, I am a mom. I can, some
Yeah.
moms are struggling. Majority moms are struggling with that balance, with that being a mom, with that living a deferred dream, like with that's not able to go after. What is that advice? That one piece of advice you would tell that mom?
Honestly, I think about if I was to die today, what would be the last thoughts that my children have of me? And would that be joyful? Would that be me being sad? And for me, I want them to be like, my mom was happy. Like, she loved us. She enjoyed being in the moment with us. And so
Wow.
it's just thinking about the what ifs of one day not being here with them anymore.
Wow. I like how you put that. I like how you put that.
Yeah, because I'm like, we truly don't know our last day.
Right.
And, I have to count every day, like even before going to bed, letting them know, like, hey, I love
I
y'all.
love you. Right. Right.
So if nothing else, just, reminding your children that you love them in the midst of everything,
Yeah.
because they don't require much. They don't really care. Like, if they didn't have any toys, they wouldn't know any different. They
They're
know
still
what we
happy.
exposed
They're
them
still-
to. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a meme on one of the social media platforms. It said, your kids are more likely to be successful if they had a happy mom, or their success is dependent on how happy their mom was
Yeah.
of the upbringing.
Yeah.
And that is so, I can't say that is true. I don't know if they tested that statistic, but I can see where they're coming from with that.
Yes.
Because like I said, I remember my mom not being there a lot, but I also remember when my caretakers, my grandmother raised me. I also can remember when she was stressed. I also can remember when there was times when I was scared to say something to come to her about because I didn't want to upset her even more, or I knew she was having a hard day, and I had to suppress a lot as a young child or a teenager. And do you know what that does?
Yeah.
To girls especially,
Yeah.
growing up. So I can see how it shuts us down. It makes us shut down, and we turn into adults who shut down.
Yeah.
So no, I can see why, and I love how you put that. What would my last thought be? What last thought would my children have of me if I was to die today? And I love that. And I love that.
Yes.
Kudos to you.
Yes.
You're so mature for 27. Not that 27 can't be mature.
But I've heard that all my life, like every age that, even my first job, I was a camp counselor at the Salvation Army.
Okay.
And I was 15 dealing with 5-year-olds.
Okay.
And so parents would be like, how old are you? And I'm like, 15. But I love your kids.
15.
Auntie.
And not to say that, not to say I'm not counting any 20-year-olds out of it, but you could just tell, like, girl got it going on.
Yeah.
And you take pride in the things that you do, and it's just a different feeling. It's a different vibe. Like, that is tremendous.
Thank
like,
you.
You definitely gotta step in fully into your purpose and get that out there to show these other young girls, because I know while I was a little bit younger than you, I was 23 when I bought my first house. Not a lot of 23-year-olds were doing that at the time, but not a lot of 23-year-olds had businesses. Not a lot of 23-year-olds were graduating college with a business and married. And I've experienced a lot at an early age.
Yeah.
So, like, people now like to say I have an old soul. I don't have no old soul. I don't think, because I like to get out there.
Yeah, but you live life.
You live life.
Yeah,
right.
Experiences will mature your thought process, and how it'll make you less reactive to things and more logical. And
absolutely, especially when you have children, it makes you react less to a lot of things because you have a lot to lose at that point. So I get it. I understand. It's just, I wish that more people can see it and feel it.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you have to experience in order to know what I'm talking about when you say, I am okay, I am content, I am here, I am living, I am happy with my situation, no matter what's going on.
No matter,
And to have the faith that God is going to see me through. Like, I wish more Black women can experience this.
And they will. They will.
they
And I think, just me and you, we have to intercede for them and pray for that, because it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
But even with them listening now, this is going to reach so many people. So being genuine and being honest, I think you're already doing the work. We're doing the work.
We're
So,
doing the work.
yes,
The huddle.
yeah.
We're doing the work in the huddle.
Yes,
The Mompreneur
it's
huddle.
gonna be good. It's gonna be good. That's my prayer for women.
Absolutely.
To be okay, and still desire more, still want more, still press forward.
Right, right. I love that. I
Yes.
love that. And thank you for all that you do for the community.
Yes.
Can we look forward to products, hair care products? Maybe some flat irons, a line. So like what
So
else can we look forward to?
I actually used to have an edge control. I actually did my edges.
you?
I did. But
Sis just
okay.
left that part out. Okay.
Yeah, it's bits and pieces that I did leave out because, alongside of having a business, you find the things that work. And I think had I not had kids, I would have invested more into products, extensions, X, Y, and Z. But then you have to start looking like, does this make sense for the now? So now that they're 3, I'm a little bit more okay with taking risks because I'm like, well, pre-K is next. Hopefully public school, leave some of that daycare finances away. But I used to have edge control. I had a hair growth serum. So I think this time plan it out and not being impulsive just to push something out there, like really dedicate to the brand. And so you can expect something from me, just not this year.
Okay.
Down the line.
I respect that too. Because what we'll try to do too is like, of course, I mean, you were in it all in the beginning, taking it all on. But like you said, does it make sense? Do I have the time, money, and the mental capacity to even invest into this business? Because that leg on its own is its own business. Like, yeah, it falls under hair care, the salon, but that's a whole nother marketing strategy I gotta have. That's
and you have to have a team,
budget, and the team.
Because I was shipping out stuff, and I'm like, oh, did I label this right? So I'm everything.
Were
trying
you
to learn
making
everything.
The product yourself?
No, I had a vendor. So I had a vendor. But I also, I'm like, okay, you're selling something. Like, you need to be prepared for lawsuits or anything that could come up. So I definitely drew back some more. I'm like,
especially with the hair care.
Yes, because I don't.
Girl, yes.
No, don't say I took your edges out, Lord, please. So I'm like, is this realistic? Is this the risk that I'm ready to take? But so I sold what I had, and I do believe that, my consumers, they did enjoy it and everything. And it was scented. It was real cute. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we just got my daughter and I, we just got a box, a package from a hair care line. They're located in Philly, and she wanted us to try it out, and I'm very excited about trying it out. I'm not going to say the name on here now.
Yes.
But if we get into business with them, you guys will see it. But that's the one thing I always think about too. Not just because of them, and I'm not familiar with them, but there was just a big lawsuit with a major hair care line that we were using. Yeah. And everybody, I was like, wait a minute, like, and I used this product, and I was scared and skeptical to use it after that but that's a risk you take. But then when you look at her story, it's like how far she's come and where she's going now. Yeah. The bigger the reward, the risk is going to be there.
It is. It's going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you said, you take your time and you prepare, but just don't let that be the deciding factor whether you do it or not. Yes. You pray on it. And if it's something for you,
it'll happen. It'll be good.
It will happen. Yes. It will definitely be happening.
Yes.
Happening. So what, how can people reach you? How can people get in touch with you? How can people book? Well, I know I'm not coming down to Savannah unless, I'm there. If I'm there, I'm going to be calling like, girl, I got to book it. I got to book it. I need my hair done. Yes. Because that's kind of far. But for the people that go to Savannah often, or the people that's there, or the people that just want to follow, because you do have extensions, you have another business, and I will be checking it out.
Okay, thank you.
How can people reach you?
Okay, so on my personal page, you can reach me at trulytati_. On my hair care side, you can reach me at Tamed Tresses, and my website is www.tamedtresses.salon.
Amazing. Yes. Amazing. Now, are you the, I don't like to say TikTok mom. I don't like, but are you is it appropriate to say TikTok mom when you be on TikTok and I'm showing my age. Tammy,
Look, you
are
see me, I'm
showing-
like blank stare. No, what happened? Am I like
age.
really present with my children on TikTok?
Well, the TikTok mom, when I say TikTok mom, is the videos of you and your kids, the funny stuff. Like, are you that type of?
No,
type of
I don't
mom?
think so. I think in my brain I am. Like, I think I'm really funny.
Okay,
But
okay.
that's just in the presence of my home. So my TikTok is just all over the place.
And when I say TikTok, I don't mean just on TikTok.
Yeah,
I mean
don't
like
think
Instagram or what the videos, like, because I used to do these videos with my daughter. I used
Yeah.
to call them. I used to. I was like, don't turn me into a TikTok mom.
Yeah.
She used to have me on there dancing. I'm like,
No,
girl.
I don't think so. But I think I do love TikTok. So I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
I might see a
okay.
trend and be like, oh, let's do this. But because they're so little, I'm like, it's okay. Yeah.
Because I know, like, it's easy to go into, especially when you're building a brand. People want to see more inside of you, what you do, and how you are as a mom. And this is a Mompreneur Huddle. And
Yes.
so that's why I was just asking.
They want to see personality. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
But I think you get that jumping out the gate. This is who I am.
Yes.
I've arrived.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yes.
This was an amazing conversation.
Yes, I appreciate it. Yes.
I want to, again, I'm going to say, I want to see more of you.
Okay.
I want to see what all you have coming up. Anything that you have, however, the Huddle can support, let me know.
I
Reach
appreciate
out
that.
to me. Whatever you got going on, I try to support everyone that comes on the show as much as possible, whether it be sharing an event or sharing their products. I try to do that as much as possible. But if you ever have anything in person, let me know. If I could be there, God will, I will be there. But just getting it out there. And I just encourage you, for one, if you haven't already, I know you said you have boundaries and you have your no's, your yes, your yes. But I encourage you to, for one, write yourself out a full boundary statement. Write yourself out a full mission statement for your life. One for your business and one for motherhood.
Okay.
I'm encouraging everyone to do that. I started doing that. Well, I change it every so often now because you are different in different seasons. But I get my clients to do that as well, my mentees to do that as well, as a reminder. So I encourage you to do that. And then I encourage you to come back to the Huddle. I encourage you to tap into the Huddle and be the light that people need. Be the light that these moms need. I don't care how old you are, what you're doing, where you at, where you're from. If you're walking down the street and you see a mom and she just look like she is struggling and tired, just stop her and say, hey, sis, are you okay?
Yes.
I encourage you to do that.
Yes.
I encourage you to do that. And not nothing that got to be blasted anywhere. Not nothing that, just...
Being kind. Sharing the love of Christ. Yes.
We have to do that. We have to do that. Girl, I'm on a mission.
Yes. I'm right here with you. And however I can support you, I'll do that as well.
You, sis.
So
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Building community.
Yes. And that is what it is all about. And it's also about you guys tapping in with us here at the Huddle. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, like, share, and subscribe. And more importantly, I want y'all to tap in with Miss Tatyanna and comment below what was most interesting about this episode. Comment, what did you like? If you have any questions, especially about your edges or about the natural hair care process, make sure you tap in with her because I'm definitely going to have my questions. And also, give a major shout out to our sponsor, Tammy Capri, designer bags for the designer mom. And don't forget to use your code Huddle for 20% off of your purchase and your order. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go over to our Instagram and follow us, the Mompreneur Huddle, on Instagram. We're on Threads too. Are you on Threads?
No, I'm not on Threads. I still got to catch up.
Yeah. Listen,
I said one app at a time, Lord. I'm on Candy Crush, though. Y'all can add me on
Candy Crush. That game?
The game Candy Crush. Swipe, bing, bing. And let me tell you, the only reason I ended up back on Candy Crush because when you're fasting, you realize how much time you spend on social media. So I'm like, what was I doing outside of social media? Reading a book, I guess. So I downloaded Candy Crush.
Okay. And you really, I just did a spiritual fast right after I went to Impact Weekend. I'm not sure if you've familiar
I've
with
heard
Impact
of them.
Weekend. I went to Impact Weekend, and that day, the day of the Super Bowl, my fast started. So I couldn't even watch the Super Bowl. But that entire week, I was like, what am I gonna do with myself?
What did I do?
What am I gonna do with myself, girl? I read a book.
Yes.
In maybe 3 days, a 3-day time span. Like my prayer increased.
Yes.
My habit. Like I was just on it.
Yes.
But you do realize how much you're on social
Yeah.
media. But I've learned to really be intentional about my social media time because we have brands and businesses. We have to be.
We
on
have to
social
show
media.
up, and that was the difficult part. I'm keeping a podcast going. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're fine. Listen, it's our time right here. Go ahead.
But that was something too. Like I say, I would go through these phases of being like, I don't want to show up, but I have a business. Like, what does that look like, and how can I navigate that? And so it would be like maybe Sunday through Monday, I'm just not going to be present on social media. I'm going to disconnect, and I'm going to tune in and lock in with my kids, you know, my man. Like, I'm going to be on my face with God, you know, all of those things. And so I think it's important to disconnect because you will get tired just from scrolling. Like, why am I tired? I didn't even exert any physical energy.
That mental
finger just
energy,
numb.
But that mental energy is a lot more draining sometimes too, because we don't
Yes.
realize how much we're taking in.
Yes.
Even if it is a funny video, it could be a negative video, but portrayed in a funny realm.
Yes,
so we don't
and
look
it'll
at it
trigger
negative.
thoughts that you may have been delivered from, healed from, or you know wasn't even thinking about. So, yeah, mental is important. What you allow it to your ear gates, your eye gates, all of that. So,
like you said, taking a break from social media or just detaching from it is good. But as a business woman, you said from Sunday to Thursday,
Sunday and Monday.
And
we had. Let me tell you, now you can schedule your posts. You can do Sunday to Thursday. If it's a will, it's a way.
If it's a will, it's a way. But I'm like, girl, girl. I'm like, yes. I don't know. I gotta show up more than that. But
but that's why we'll have a team that we can delegate these things
There we go.
So we don't have to be that one.
There we go. That part right there. Okay. Yeah.
Deep breath.
I said, those 2 days. Yeah. If I said all week.
Yeah.
No emails, no post. Because I mean, to be quite honest, I will schedule my content, my emails. But if I have a meeting with my team and something changed, we got to go in and we got to change. We got to do this. So yeah.
But, that's real.
But yeah, okay.
Just don't overwhelm yourself with it, guys.
Listen, I'm living the life now, boo.
Yes, I love that.
I'm living the life now. When I tell you, like, things ain't how they used to be.
You living your life like it's golden.
Praise God. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. Praise God. That's all I can do. But we going to get on up out of here. Thank you, Miss Tatyanna, again for coming.
It was a
any
pleasure.
Final words you want to say? Any uplift to those moms watching?
Just know that you are loved. We see you. We're here for you. And be encouraged, you know, and just know that where there is community, there is growth, there is room for, you know, sisterhood and bonding and all those things. So just get in with your community. Don't be afraid to ask another mom the uncomfortable questions, and just be real with yourself about where you are in your journey and give yourself grace along the way. And, you know, Jesus loves you too.
Amen. Yo, she the bomb, y'all. She the bomb, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in with her, tap in with me, and like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. And as always, moms, crowns on, chins up, and you rock the rest of your week. Have a good day.
Okay.